criminals!
Joe Biden!
War criminals!
Rishi Sunak!
War criminals!
Sir Keir Starmer!
War criminals!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Jail the war criminals!
Jail the war criminals!
Free
Criminals!
Julian Assange!
Hands off Assange! Hands off Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Jail the war criminals!
Free Julian Assange! Jail the war criminals! 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 Jail the war criminals!
Julian Assange!
Thank you, wonderful. We have come here today, Saturday, the 25th of May 2024, after Monday's appeal court hearing, where Julian Assange was granted leave to appeal on the limited grounds of his free speech rights and an exclusion of the death penalty from his American extradition attempt. This is a victory for Julian. However, he remains here at HMP Belmarsh, a cruel and brutal regime of isolation, physical and mental torture, according to the UN Rapporteur on Torture, Niels Melzer. Here, he is denied his human rights, his legal rights, his right to a fair trial, and his right to be judged by a jury of his peers. The extradition process in the UK to the US is a farce, a one-sided treaty that even the war criminal Boris Johnson admitted is in need of extensive reform. Julian Assange is a journalist, a publisher of WikiLeaks, who revealed the truth about war, the truth in Iraq of US, NATO and UK forces committing war crimes against the civilian population, against Reuters journalists and against the first responders who came to help those who were victims of this murderous genocide in Iraq. Today, the murders continue. The British government, the armed forces, the intelligence agencies and state apparatus are complicit in the genocide in Palestine. British arms, technology, military advisors and allegedly military forces are involved in this genocide, and we all bear a responsibility. Our taxpayer money, our name and our good reputation are all trashed under the altar of the arms industry and the neo-conservative politics that pass for a foreign policy that could only be described as imperial colonialism. And the people of Gaza, the people of Palestine, have suffered tens of thousands of casualties in the past few months, and possibly hundreds of thousands buried under the rubble we know not. We need investigative journalists. We need Julian Assange. And we need WikiLeaks to tell the truth about this endless war, this genocide committed by the victims of genocide, the insane Zionists, the insane right-wing religious Zionists from USA, and the crazy Tory and Labour politicians of the UK. And we demand free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
US! UK!
Hands off Assange!
US! UK!
Hands off Assange!
Jail the war criminals!
Jail the war criminals!
And free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Please take that message within for the visitors, the staff and the detainees here at HMP Belmarsh.
We are here, Julian, and we hope you can hear us, and there are many more within who can. We are here for the heart and soul of democracy. The heart and soul of democracy is the power of the individual to bring those who rule us to account when they are criminal in their behavior. That heart and soul has never been found until Julian found it. Julian and WikiLeaks was the first ever real threat to those in power that they would indeed be brought to account for their legion of crimes. We need Julian out because that heart and soul can only beat when we have a genuine publisher who will pursue wrongdoing at the highest levels, which does not exist and has not existed except through Julian and WikiLeaks. This is a peaceful revolution to democracy that was made possible by Julian. That is why he is in there. They have had to find a reason. They've had to find a reason that they can hide away and not be punished for their terrible crimes. That is why we need Julian out, and we need everybody to realize that they have a duty to talk and understand and demand his release. Any who turn their backs whilst victims are being created, according to our common culture, are not worthy of their own respect. So we must ask you, who amongst the whole of our ruling elite and the whole of the power structure is actually deserving of their own self-respect, let alone ours? We can't be ruled by people who are shameful in that regard. So, we need to free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free the truth!
Free the truth!
The truth is in prison with Julian Assange!
The truth is in prison with Julian Assange!
Because nobody dared let it out!
Because nobody dared let it out!
When being banged up
We're being banged up.
is what will happen to you for doing so!
Is what will happen for you for doing it so.
Free Julian Assange, free the truth!
Free Julian Assange! Free the truth!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
We cannot have democracy without freedom. And we need the freedom to bring power to account, and that can only be done by people like Julian being out here with us. Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free the truth!
Free the truth!
going to get some still shot. I think I wasn't smoking enough.
Alright, prison guards, listen up. A few people have said to me over the week that we need to start being nice to you. Why? Of course you've heard that Julian won the right to appeal. So you can see which way the wind is blowing. It's blowing in Julian's favour. And I guess you want to be on the winning side. Don't you? You do, don't you? Of course you want to be on the winning side. Don't pretend that you're not normal human beings. But have you ever thought about group dynamics? What makes a group like somebody and what makes the group reject somebody? You staff in here have to pretend that of course Julian is a baddie and deserves to be in prison. That they're all baddies in here. But that's because you have a group culture which is dangerous to separate yourselves from. If you did push the question seriously, well, does a person deserve to be in here? You would be immediately excluded from the group. So there's a lot of pressure on you guys to all agree without even discussing it that of course Julian needs to be in prison. But that's the herd mentality that you have. If you want to be normal human beings, you have to let go of a herd mentality and start thinking for yourself. And you will find that the group falls to bits and you are on the outside. Oh dear, you'll really have to start thinking then, what's it all about? You better start thinking now. That's it for this week. See you next Saturday. Take care.
Hooray! Well said, Peter!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange! I don't suppose many people can hear me. My name's Nigel. I've been here for quite a long time. Most weeks I support the Morning Star newspaper and trade unions in general. I don't think, my own view is that I don't think it's the problem here with the prison staff, although I hope obviously they treat Julian well and appropriately. I think it's a problem with the system and the politicians who banged Julian up for 5 years in solitary confinement. They are the real culprits. I don't think it's the staff here, I think it's them. Well, in fact, I know it's them. So I would say to Julian, if he can hear us, we are doing what we can to get you out, and we want you out, we want you home, we want you back with your family, out of this place. You are an innocent man, you deserve to be treated well, and you also deserve to get, like the sub-postmasters, a good deal of compensation. Thank you, that's all I've got to say.
It's a hero who faces danger to tell the truth. Julian Assange is a hero brought down by villains who do not want to be exposed. Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange!
Whenever you're ready, Myra.
Julian! Can you hear us?
Yes.
We're here to support you in this terrible, terrible, terrible time that you must be having in this brutal, brutal prison. We're here because we can't bear the fact that an innocent man charged with nothing is here at the behest of criminals who purport to be our leaders. We want you out of here now. Free Julian Assange.
Free Julian Assange!
Free Julian Assange.
Free Julian Assange!
Jail the war criminals.
Jail the war criminals!
US, UK,
Hands off
Assange.
Julian Assange! Whose bag is that? Is that yours?
No, it's not mine. Whose bag?
No extradition!
Peter, is this yours? Oh, that's yours.
Thank you very much.
Okay.